Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture series on object-oriented programming using C++. I am Mrs. Gitanjali Mahamunkar, lecturer and research scholar at Department of Computer Engineering, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Technological University, Lonero. This is the 7th lecture in this lecture series titled Control Structures in C++. For the previous lectures, please do visit my channel at Learn with GSM. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel and watch all the videos, and do let me know in the comment section how you like them. In this lecture, I'm going to cover the types of control structures, if and switch statement, or basically all the statements used for implementing the control structures, do while and for statement. Then for this I'm going to use object-oriented programming with C++ by E. Balagurusamy and object-oriented programming in C++ by Robert Lafour. I'll also be using an online compiler ide.gigsforgigs.org for implementing the programs that I'll be teaching during these lecture series. If you're watching this on mobile, do not forget to have a laptop or any machine with internet connection beside, and if you know C, it's good but not necessary. So let us start with control structures. What are control structures? Basically in C++ you have large number of functions that are used that pass messages and process the data contained in objects. Now, as you all know, function is something that performs a specific task, and when the task is complex, many different algorithms can be designed to achieve the same goal. Some are simple while others are not, and it is seen that the number of bugs that occur are always related to the format of the program. So format should be such that format of a program, it should be such that it is easy to trace the flow of execution of statements, and this would help not only in debugging the program but also to review and maintain the program later. And one method to achieve this objective of an accurate, error resistant and maintainable code is to use one or any of the combination of the three control structures. First is selection structure or branching structure, second is sequence structure or straight line structure, and loop structure or iteration or repetitive structure. And as you all know, it is important to understand that all program processing can be coded by using only these three logic structures, and the approach of using one or more of these basic control constructs in programming is known as structured programming. It is a very important technique in software engineering. Now, using these three basic constructs, we can represent the function structure. Okay, and in C or C++, all of these three basic control structures are supported, and C implements them using various control statements, and hence C++ combines the power of structured programming with the object-oriented paradigm. Now, let us start with the different C++ statements that are available to implement the two forms of control structures. It is selection and loop structure. Here you can see that control structure could be selection, sequence and loop. Sequence is the simple one, that is the straight line structure, wherein you just have sequence of statements one after the other. So basically it is just a straight line, but the other two forms, that is selection and loop, are a bit different or a bit complex. You can say selection is a branching structure and loop structure is a iterative or repetitive structure. So the two-way branching can be implemented using if-else, or you can have a simple if statement also, when you have just one simple conditional statement. And in switch statement you have a multiple branching structure can be achieved using selection switch statement. Whereas in loop, which is a iterative or repetitive type of control structure, you have two types of implementations that are possible. One is the exit control and the other is entry control. Now here the do while statement is a kind of statement which is used to implement exit control, and while or for statements are used to implement entry control structure. Now let us move on to the first kind of statement, that is the if statement, and it is implemented in two forms, either simple if statement or if else statement. So let me show you how is the syntax for the simple if statement. It is like this: if you have a certain condition and you check the condition through an expression. If you want to know what is an expression, you can refer my previous video where I have discussed expressions, different type of expressions in C++. You give an expression over here which has to be true or false, and if it is true, then you move on to the block of the if statement wherein you perform certain action. Okay, so the action statement is given over in the block, and once you evaluate this action or you perform this action, only if the expression in this case is true. If not, or whether it is true or false, okay, you have to carry out the further actions, like maybe action 2 or action 3, regardless of this condition, this result, whether it is true or false. You will carry out action 2 and 3, but action 1 will be carried out only if this condition is true, that is even only if this expression is true. Okay, so this is the if simple if statement. And what I was saying, yeah, the syntax for if else statement is like, if this condition, if expression is true, then you perform action 2, and if you have a else statement in this, then else you perform action 2. This is the format for or syntax for if else statement. In this, what happens is you have two-way branching, like you have two way to go. If a condition is true, you perform this action 1, and if the condition is false, you perform action 2, and then followed by action 3, which is performed regardless of whether this condition or this expression is true or false. Okay, but action 1 will be carried out only if expression is true, and action 2 will be carried out only if this expression is false. Okay, and after you perform any one of these two actions, the third action you have to perform, because it is carried out no matter what is the result of this expression. So this is the syntax for if else statement. And then next is the switch statement, which is a multiple branching statement where based on a condition the control is transferred to one of the many possible points. Okay, and how this is implemented, let me show you. If you have a switch statement, you write it in this way. This is the syntax: switch expression, depending on what is this result of this. Okay, according to this result, you move on to the any one of the cases. So here you say switch case also. This is also known as switch case statement, wherein you, if this expression is equal to case 1, then you jump to the case 1 and perform action 1. Okay, and if the result of expression is case 2, then you perform action 2. Okay, and so on, like up to case n. Okay, and the last case is you go on doing this depending on how many cases you want to give and what is the result, okay, of the expression. And if none of the cases are true, then you have to give some default statement, okay, which is carried out regardless of the expression value. So maybe action 3 in this case. Okay, and after this you give a action 5, which is action 4, which is evaluated regardless of the switch statement. So the switch statement starts over here and ends over here. Okay, and these all like this is for case 1, this is for case 2, and this is for the default case. Okay, and this is the scope for the switch statement. So this entire thing comes under the switch statement. Okay, and action 4 is outside the switch case statement, so it will be evaluated no matter what is the case. Okay, so this was about the switch case statement, where you have multiple branching depending on what case what is the result of the expression. Okay, and accordingly you evaluate that particular case. Now next is the do while statement. It comes under the looping control structure, looping structure. Okay, where you have iterative or repetitive format. Okay, and in do while it is a exit control loop, whereas about the while statement it is also a looped structure, but it is an entry controlled one. Like based on a condition, the control is transferred back to a particular point in the program in do while statement, whereas in while statement first you check the condition and only then you perform action. So let me show you the syntax for do while and while statement. First I will show you the while statement syntax. Here you have a particular condition to be checked. If this condition is true, okay, while a particular condition is true, what you do is you perform a particular action. Okay, but this action is performed only if the condition is true. If no, then you will come out of the while statement and you will evaluate action 2. Okay, but in do while statement what happens is you first do a particular action at least once, and then you check whether the condition is true or not. This time, after evaluating the action 1, when you come out of the do loop and you check the condition, if this condition is false, then you don't repeat this statement and just move on to the next statement after do while, that is action 2. But if the condition is if the condition is true, then you will again enter into the do loop and perform action 1 until this condition remains true. Once this condition is false, you come out of the loop and evaluate the statements after the do while statement. Okay, so here you must have observed that the difference between the while statement is that you perform this thing, see, in this way. This is the syntax for while statement, and this is the syntax for do while statement, right? So the difference between the two is syntactically, if you see, while statement does not have a semicolon after it, whereas in do while statement has a semicolon after it. Okay, do while statement is a exit controlled loop. See, you perform the action and then while leaving you check whether it is true or false. Okay, so that is exit control, and it is repeated only if this condition is true. So this you do while leaving the state structure, whereas while statement is a entry controlled one, because you enter into this loop only when the condition is true. If the condition is false, you don't enter the loop even once and you leave the loop and perform the action 2, that is the whatever the statements after the while statement. Okay, so do while assures that the block will be executed at least once. Okay, this action 1 will be executed at least once, whether this condition is true or false, because that you are going to check after performing this action once, right? But you cannot guarantee that action 1 statement will be executed at least once, right? Because it is going to enter this loop only if this condition is true. So this is the difference between do and while statement. Now let us move on to the next type of statement, that is the for statement. It is the entry control loop as is the case in while statement. Okay, and it is used when an action is to be repeated for a predetermined number of times. Okay, when you want to repeat something, when you know how many times you are supposed to repeat a particular statement, then you can use a for statement. Okay, and the syntax for this is, let me show you the syntax for statement. In for statement, you initialize first counter variable, so you give some initial value, then you test the condition, and then you perform either the increment or the decrement operation. Okay, and depending on like when you enter the loop, you actually enter after once you initialize, you check the condition, right? Now if this condition is true, you enter the for loop and perform the action. Okay, and then before leaving the loop, you either increment or decrement, or you give some condition over here that changes the initial value, okay, and brings it closer to the test, okay, to make it false. Okay, and then again after incrementing or decrementing the counter variable, you check it for the condition, okay, whether it is true or false. Again, if it is true, again this action will be performed. Okay, let me number this action as 1. Okay, and this action will be performed for, say, until this test is true. Once it becomes false, you leave the for loop and perform the action 2 or any further statement. Okay, so the syntax of the control statements in C++ is very much similar to that of C. If you know C, you must have known what is a for statement and all, and therefore they are implemented as and when they are required. So this was about the different implementations of different control structures. So in this lecture we have seen why we need control structures, what are control structures, what are the different types of control structures, what are the different C++ statements to implement the two forms of control structures, that is the sequence, the selection control structure and the loop control structure. And we have also seen the difference between while and do while statements, and also when we are supposed to use the for statement. Okay, so if you have understood this lecture very well, you will be able to answer all these questions, like you will be able to list out the different control structures and specify the difference between while and do while, and also explain the for statement along with its syntax. If you have, thanks for watching my video, and if you have liked it, please do not forget to like, let me know how if you have any doubts in the by typing in the comment section. Share this video with your friends, and please, if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, please do subscribe for more such videos, and keep watching. Thank you.